Okay students, so I'll explain you in short what it is there in the part 2, because few students told me that they didn't understand the part 2 of the lesson, the jalebi. So first at part 1 we saw that how these coins were trying to trick this boy Munna and how he was not giving up. Okay, and though these coins were trying various ways to pursue for the persuasion of this kid Munna, he was still not giving. They were making various noises and everything for him to give up and finally eat jalebis. So yes, in the end, in part 1 we saw that in the end, this Munna becomes very anxious and finally he has its this jalebis he have for of total 1 rupee, and he gets like complete. Right now in this generation, in this age, we'll have it for some 200 or something more, though that amount of jalebis he was having in his hand. And then in second part, with what is there is, he was just carrying that heap of jalebis, having one by one, but suddenly his Chacha Jan was returning from the court, and he was afraid that his Chacha Jan might see him. That's why what he does, he take the whole heap of jalebis and run into the gully so that he could not be able to see him. And when he is reaching gully, he just gobble up all the jalebis that he is having in his hand, and how much it is possible for him to eat, he eats all that jalebis. And till then he had eaten so much jalebis, like even if you poke somewhere else, and all jalebis will start coming out. Like for example, हम बोलते ना इतकं खाल्लंय की आता काय बोलायचं मला उठायला पण होत नाही, like some kind of it is an exaggeration. Obviously jalebis are not going to pop out from his body, but that is like exaggeration. That is how his situation was. He was trying to express what he was going through. Okay, and after some time what happened, because of the smell, and ये होता है ना, हमें कोई डांट रहा होगा तो ये छोटे बच्चे हमारे पीछे पीछे आ जाते हैं. So yes, that was the situation. ये like not now, olden days में ऐसे ही होता था. I remember I was staying in धारावी, and अगर किसी को डांट रहे होंगे, चिल्ला रहे होंगे, the all the people around, they used to come out and see what is happening. ओके, सो ये भी उसके जलेबीज के स्मेल से, या वो खा रहा था वो देख के सारे बच्चे आ जाते हैं. एंड लुकिंग एट देम, दिस मुन्ना स्टार्टेड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द जलेबीज टू ऑल ऑफ देम, बिकॉज उसका तो पेट भर गया था, और जो कुछ भी जलेबीज थी बची हुई वो उनमें बांट देता है. बिकॉज नाउ ही कांट बी ईटिंग, और घर पे लेके जाएगा तो क्वेश्चन करेंगे जलेबी कौन से पे किसके पैसे से लाए, कहाँ से लाए, ये वो. सो ही वॉज लाइक इट विल बी बेटर इफ आई डिस्ट्रीब्यूट ऑल दिस जलेबीज इन दिस किड्स. तो वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है. एंड ही फील्ड लाइक, अरे अगर मैं गवर्नर होता या कोई पीएम वगैरह ये होता तो इन बच्चों ने मुझे मतलब इलेक्शन में जिता ही दिया होता. तो मतलब ही वॉज फीलिंग दैट काइंड ऑफ प्लेजर नाउ, since these kids were giving importance to him. मतलब वो बोलते ना, bribing kind of thing it was. So as he was giving whatever the people's need was, demand was, and he was providing it, so in return he might have won the election, that he was thinking. So what he did was he bought another whole rupee jalebis, he distributed to them. And till then these beggars and everyone has now included in this crowd. Okay, now they were also trying to have, they had also launched the assault now, that like they also wanted the jalebis. So what did this Munna do? He took the remaining 2 rupees he was having, he bought jalebis of those 2 rupees also, and he bought jalebis, distributed to these peoples. And now he was like feeling a joy also. Like first he did because his stomach was full, but next he did out of love, okay, and seeing their innocent faces. Then he distributed all the jalebis of all 4 rupees he had spent on it. And then he washed his hand and mouth, at the public, yeah near the public tap. He washed his hands and mouth, and he returned home. एंड ही वॉज लाइक कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, मैंने जलेबी खाई ही नहीं है, कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, मेरे पैसे तो कुछ किया ही नहीं है, मतलब ये सब होके भी ही वॉज शोइंग सो इनोसेंट फेस. मतलब नथिंग हैड हैपेंड, लाइक जस्ट अ नॉर्मल डे, आई वेंट टू स्कूल एंड केम. ओके, सो दैट वॉज हिज फेस व्हेन ही रिटर्न टू home. Then, but his stomach started paining, and he was like, he had eaten so much jalebis till then that even while breathing and saying, the burp would come and the smell was of jalebis, so people would understand. So he was being very cautious about it too. मतलब होता है ना, suppose you ate a lot suppose you like gulab jamuns and you ate a lot, and now तुम्हारा आता ढेकर यायला चालू होता है, आपको डकार आ रही है, तो वो डकार में भी स्मेल होती है, राइट? अभी यक्स बिक्स मत करो, बट ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ स्मेल इन योर बर्ब्स ऑल्सो. Okay, so he was very afraid ki what if I burp sometime, at a point, and they come to know that I ate jalebis, and he had now severe stomach pain. So he was also afraid that what if I tell mom at the home, she will call doctor, they will call doctor, and doctor will say कि कुछ नहीं, इसने बहुत जलेबी खाई है, उसका ये नतीजा है. So he was like, नहीं, it is better not to tell home, otherwise they will call doctor, and doctor आ गया, that it's better simply I die. So that is what he was saying. Okay, so he was going through the pain. अभी ये खा के हो गया, हजम तो नहीं हो रहा है, but the whole night he was like coiled like a jalebi, and he was going through the pain. But yes, we have a digestive system, so that digestive system did the work. We are human beings, so obviously the machines are not going to digest our food. Our digestive system started working the whole night, and digestion was done, and it was relaxed in the morning. Okay, so it was done, and he was as usual going now, like nothing happened. He was ready to go to school with his chalk and slate, and as he went to school, he was like sure that he will get previous month's scholarship today. Okay, but as he went to school, sorry, this master Ghulam Muhammad announced that this quiz would be given to the this month's scholarship will be given in the next month. And now he started shaking, like, now what is going to happen, how he is going to pay fees, right? Because what he had thought कि स्कॉलरशिप मनी आएगी, स्कॉलरशिप की मनी फीस को देंगे, बिकॉज नाउ एंड फीस की मनी मैं अभी यूज़ करूँगा जलेबीज फॉर जलेबीज. But now it has turned pula ulta only, because he will get his scholarship money, sorry, in next month. Okay, so now he was very afraid, and he was praying for God, Allah Mia, do something, send any farishta, I don't know, but and let that farishta put 4 rupees in my pocket, do something. And he started praying. Okay, like obviously when we are afraid, we don't know the answer, we start to pray, Bhagavan mala sangun da. If you have seen student of the year, you can see that guy, Jai Mata Di A, Jai Mata Di B, and that's how he was writing the answers. Even if you have seen Ishq movie, yeah, Ishq only, that boy is very afraid, but he wants to save his friend. Amir Khan is very afraid, and he wanted to save Ajay Devgan anyhow, so he was still walking on the trope saying Ram 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 Ram, like, but he wants to do anyways, but he was afraid also. So similarly here, Munna was very afraid now how he is going to pay fees, because he has used it, and the money instead of which the scholarship money that he was going to pay for fees are going to be paid in the next month. So he was now very afraid. He started praying for Lord, and he was literally crying like, do something magic and put that 4 monies in my pocket, do something. And he was like, क्या करूँ, मेरा दिमाग कहाँ था. यूजुअली पापा मम्मी वार्न करते हैं कि ये मत करो, वो करो, and like he was totally startled every. Okay, children, so what happened, he just took his bag and he went out of the school, and he ran to the point where there is no end. And when he saw, he had reached near the railway station of Kambelpur, where the elders have told that you should never cross the railway tracks. Maybe there was some tragedy had happened or something, but obviously parents, उनके elders ने उसको बताया था that you should not cross the railway station of Kambelpur. Maybe it was for his safety also, that's why they had warned that not to go there. बट फाइन, वैसे भी प्रॉमिस तो तोड़ने के लिए होती है, राइट? मतलब हम कहाँ, मैम बोलेगी ये मत करो तो ऑब्वियसली वही करोगे आप लोग. तो मम्मी पापा बोलोगे आपको ये नहीं करना है, आप जाके वही करोगे, बिकॉज आउट ऑफ क्यूरियसनेस. इट हैपन्स, इट्स वेरी genuine thing. It is not something bad. बट उसके बाद आपको पता चलता है कि ये क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए था, एंड वाई दे वर वार्निंग अस और वाई दे वर टेलिंग अस टू नॉट डू दैट। ओके, बट वैसे भी हम कहाँ प्रॉमिस रखते हैं, एंड देयर इज अ डायलॉग, प्रॉमिस तो तोड़ने के लिए होते हैं। सो सिमिलरली ये फाइन द एल्डर्स वांट एंड दैट वाज, वैसे भी एल्डर वो क्या बोलता है, वैसे भी एल्डर्स ने ये भी बोला था कि बाहर का खाना खाओ मत, फिर भी मैंने खाना खाया, लाइक आई एट जलेबीज आउटसाइड। वहाँ तब मेरा ये दिमाग कहाँ गया था, वाई डिडंट आई रिमेंबर दैट एल्डर्स हैव वार्नड मी। ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द पार्ट 2, and I think now you have understood it again, and if you are not understood, please do contact me.